again, everyone. It said I had connection issues again. We are going to try this again. I don't know what's going on. So it could be Facebook. I don't think it's my internet because my internet's been good. And it said it was connected to all the different locations. So let me see if we're on. And hopefully this time we can manage through this. So we'll see. It wasn't lasting very long before, but I guess you're just seeing the table again. So I apologize about that. And maybe that changed on me, but let me see if we're live. We are live, and Erica and Nancy are here. Welcome, welcome. So I'm going to just post hello so that I can make certain I see the commenting. As long as I can get my tablet to... So who knows why it was doing that. Sometimes it's a Facebook issue, and I'm only going live on the one channel, so I don't know what was up with that. So anyway, tonight's live is going to be a take on some shadow boxes I did years ago, and we will redo this actual shadow box another night, but I kind of wanted something different for one of my walls. So let me go to the table here. Tonight's has nothing to do with chalk. We're just doing something totally different. I'm planning on doing different lives, but I had two of these. One I need to fix because this keeps falling apart, but it looks okay. I just need to undo it and re-glue it. But these I keep in my bathroom. I have loved these. The frames, and I'll show you the frames. I mean, they bring this stuff back occasionally. You never know what you're going to get. This is the frame. I bought several when I got them. Let me take the plastic out of it so you can actually see what it says. So this is the frame. That's better. From Dollar Tree. So just watch for frames, and you can use any set of stamps that you might have. Just a flower that you want to layer. And I might use this tonight instead. It doesn't have the glass. And I'll pull this piece off of here, and we'll clean that off. So we'll decide that. I'll show you everything I'm going to do here. But I want to make a sunflower, and I thought I had my cute sunflower set, and I might have sold it. So I'm going with something a little different that kind of resembled a sunflower. So let me get those on the table here. We'll put this in the back. Now another thing, and I was going to check, it takes longer to get these projects together, especially when you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to find things. So this paper pad came, and this stuff I have underneath here, let me move that because that's not even part of it. So this paper pad came from Hobby Lobby about a year ago. I don't know if they still carry it, but we'll thumb through it here so you can see it's got some really cute vintage looking papers. And you get 4 of each one. And I'm going to be using some of these teal and maybe the gold ones along with red on my photo wall. And there's a polka dot one. This kind of looks like a bee design. And we might be using this. I've already used another one, but I wonder if I need to change it up a bit. So, just lots of different, the cute polka dot. This one's way cute. This one's way cute. This one might end up being the one I'm going to use because I felt like maybe the polka dot was too much just on with everything going on. So like I say, and they might have it online if they don't have it. You know, they're not doing as much scrapbook paper. So like they used to, so some of it stays around longer, some of the designs. This is one of the designs I'm using. I've also tore that out now, and then I have this one torn out, so I'll show you what we're gonna do next. So, and I guess we're still live because it's showing that I'm live. So, we are going to take, let me pull this stuff together here. And I am just using an old stamp set. And this stamp set came out when they first started doing, that's how it's, you know, been 12 years or longer. This stamp set came out when they were first started doing these kind of stamps. I think they've made them better now. I think the stuff they make them out of is a little better. So, we're going to use this big sunflower. We're using this little flower. So that, well, we might not use this now. I forgot. We might not use this. And then we're doing this one, which I already have stuck on here. So the other thing I was going to check is, and I can show you the different ones. This is a tonic, so it's a Tim Holtz stamp. Let's see what he calls it. I've got the box here. So it's a travel stamp platform. And I am not certain if you can get this now, because they had the Misty company who first came out with the platform started suing everybody that tried to copy their design similar. But I know Stampin' Up! Has one that's almost identical to this, but it has 2 hinges that you can put on this for different things. So, but I don't know if you can get Tim's anymore. Some of them you could get if you're in a foreign country, in a different country, because there wasn't a lawsuit there and they told them they could sell them there because they didn't sell theirs there. So anyway, so this is that one. I have my other one right here. This is a Stamp Perfect. I don't think you can get this anymore either. And this is from Hampton Art. So all you get is the H there, but this is who they were suing, was the Hampton Art, because this is identical to the Misty, and the Misty is pink. So, but I'm using the Tim Holtz, as I bought the Tim Holtz when his was still okay, because I thought, well, his will be okay to use on my lives. Not that I can't use any of them, but I want you to be able to go get this stuff if you've never had it. So anyway, I've positioned my stamp on here. You could put it anywhere. Like if I want the stamp in the middle, I can put it in the middle. But I'm probably just going to want it where I had it in this corner. So I'll put it so the stamp side is facing outward, and so when it stamps, it'll stamp the board. Now the other thing, if you get any ink on here, it wipes off real quick. These magnets are great. You can put, and I've done that on this set, you can put washi tape on your magnets. I do think these tonic ones are a lot stronger. I can feel a difference in them. Now you can get these long bars. They're also nice, and I ordered that separately. But having the washi tape on that makes it nice. They tell you not to stick them together like that. So, okay, we will move on. Enough talking about the stamp press. So, and maybe I showed you the big flower. This is the part that I want to make into a sunflower, and we're going to layer it. So, and I've already stamped it here, but I will stamp one to show you. And I cut my papers 4 by 4 for that particular stamp. So we'll put that other one on first. Let me see where it went, because yeah, it's right here. Sorry. There just gets to be so much on the table that so now I'm going to use my favorite pad is the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. That is good with Copic markers or any kind of alcohol-based markers, and it's just a good dark stamp ink pad. Now, one thing I noticed about these stamps is, like I say, I don't think the acrylic's as good as what they make it now. I noticed in the center it wasn't wanting to ink up as good, and you'll probably see that. You can see the center, and it's not taking the ink quite as much, but we'll just keep inking it. That's one thing about the stamp press. Even if it takes you 3 or 4 times to get a good stamped image, then plus for what I'm doing, this center doesn't matter anyway, because we're changing this whole flower up. So see, that's a lot better. But for, like I say, still for some reason, the center just seems to have a problem on this. But that's good enough for what I'm needing it for. So then you can take, they make like a stamp chamois now. Or you can buy just a chamois. In fact, I can show you that. I didn't get time to get it out. This is what I use. It's called the absorber. And you can cut it into sections, and you get it just damp. And it may even, it probably still is damp, but I haven't cut it yet or done anything with it. So we'll be pulling that out, but that's how they're cleaning their acrylic stamps now. And this is a lot cheaper to just go this way. This is in the car section. But Lawn Fawn does make what's called stamp chamois, and you can buy it that way. It is a piece, and it just cleans off your stamp. Today, like I say, I'll just do that real quick. Now my next one I'm going to want to stamp, I'll put this on here so I don't lose it, is this middle piece. So, and I'll show you what I did here. I took just one of my alcohol markers. This one's about had it. Like the whole, some of these, it did not last as good. And you look at my end is just all fuzz now, but it's still getting some ink out of it. Or I can go this way with it. But this end still seemed to be working, but I also have this one. Even though the colors say different, this one says fresh green, and these are touch markers, and the other one says 34 yellow. So that was the closest thing I have to the, well, and that is dried out now. We're going to use this other one. So all I did was I just went in here and colored all these up. I did those 3. I won't even do it all. We'll just, you get the gist of what we're getting. And then I took, and I'm not even going to do that right now, but I took my glue, and this is the new glue that I bought just recently. It's called Art Glitter. You can get this on Amazon. It comes with a great big refill container with it also. It has this really fine tip, and it has this pin that always goes inside the fine tip. So it does come out fine every time. You'll see that when we use it. But I would take this glue, and then I glue that on there, And that would give me my flower. Now I need 2 of these flowers like this. So, and I was going to have this cut out. And then like I say, it just took time to do everything. So, we'll see if we can we may just cut out like 1 or 2 petals so you can see what you got to do to get your dimension, because I already have one ready. So I'll probably just do a couple of petals here. And I still may try and redo this if I can get a actual sunflower set. But this was an experiment to see what I thought. But maybe you guys will like what I ended up coming up with. So there's that. And you're going to have 2 layers of that. And you are going to take your fingers and you're just curling those. Can you tell that I'm just curling it? Let me zoom in a bit here. Oh, and I just pulled that one off. I didn't do that before, but you're just curling those. You still could use that even though it got pulled off, because you're covering over your section here. So we'll move on to the next part. Now the next part is what I want to try a couple of different papers here than what I had, because I almost felt like maybe it's too yellow. So this is my cutter. This is a Martha Stewart cutter. And I love this. And I can zoom back down while I cut this, and then we can So we're going to try a couple of different pieces here. I'm going to try this little stripe. And we'll just cut it the 4x4 like we did the other pieces. And I may not like this any better. I have the other one already. But we'll grab this piece. Now, and some of these pieces like that has a 3 on it. So you might have a piece or so that if that doesn't fit in your design, maybe that won't work for you, but I still thought they were cute. Okay, so we've got these cut. And I may need more of either one. Depends. Well, we have this one, so maybe not, because that could be put in the back. So we'll glue this together. And you'll be able to see here how awesome this glue is. You don't want to lose your pin, because your pin that goes with that is a non-rust pin. Your actual pins, that straight pins, might rust. Some of those do, because I've tried that before. So this piece I'm just going to fold in half. If we don't like either one of these, I have my other ones all the way ready. So I just wondered if the lighter color, if I would like that better. Like maybe it's too much gold, so that's what I was trying to decide. I won't show it to you yet till we play with some of this. So we'll glue these two together. I tried to get a lot of it ready so that and you could check to make certain your patterns match up, but in case you had the pattern going one way, but you're really not going to see the pattern. It just makes the paper thicker. Hi Michelle, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. So we're going to go back to using the Memento ink, and I had it upside down, so Tuxedo Black Memento. It's the best you can use for inking when you want a black. It's one of the best. Now when you're doing these acrylic pads, and these are older, you just kind of want to tap, because especially with the older ones when they first came out with them, because otherwise it just kind of rubs that right off. And we'll just press, press, press. Trying to do it so that it doesn't shake the table too bad. Yeah, I can't figure out what was the connection issue was earlier, 'cause it probably could have been Facebook. Now those ones right over in this corner, like I said, that's one thing I like about the stamp platform, is you can go over it if you need to. So that's better, but I'm not getting as good as I want here. So I'm going to take my Memento pen. It's the same ink as what's there, and I'm just lightly going over that area. I'll get this spot. So it's not too bad though. So we'll just go with that. We're not certain. Like I say, this may be better because it's lighter. Oh, and they stuck together again. These magnets would be better probably to have the washi tape on them. They're so strong that they just stick almost in 2 seconds. You don't mean to do that, and then you're stuck. So we're going to try this little bit of paper that's got some gray in it. I'm trying to do it without shaking the table too bad. Now that was better. That time I stood up. I'm going to just ink it. One more time. We'll see how that does. I'll stand up again. So that actually turned out pretty good. So I'm just going to slide those off of there. And we still have, and that has the markings on it, which you could have it that way, but so I just got to kind of figure out where this centerpiece would be, because I'm not needing all of the stamp. But I do need so I need to slide it down just a fraction more. I could have had a bigger piece. Just a fraction more. We'll see if I cut these big enough. I thought I had them big enough, but maybe I originally had those others 5 inches, and that's what I was using on my piece. So if that was the case, we'll have to cut a couple of new ones, but hopefully this will work. What I'm trying to do is get like 2 rows. We'll stamp it one more time real good, and then I'm going to move this one down just a titch from that one. This might end up being the color we use anyway because it's got the gold in it and not the grayish color. So just this corner right there looks like it needs just a little bit. Okay, so that is better. Now I'll take and clean my stamp before I shut this up. Like I say, it is nice because it wipes off really easy. So we'll get this out of the way so we can move on to the next part. Now, for this next part, we're just kind of wanting this to look like the center of your sunflower. So I've got two browns here. This is a makeup brush. You can get a set of them on Amazon, or this one came from Dollar Tree. They come even narrower, but I'll show you the other ones here. Let me grab them out of my drawer. Now there are companies that sell, there's a couple of companies that sell just all black ones, and there's companies that sell colored ones similar to these. These are just from Amazon. This is just generic. It's not from any company. And I can't remember if I paid $10 or something for those. The name brand ones are about $50, and I haven't tried those, so they may work a lot better. But this is what fit into my budget, so I just got these to try. And then of course these are Dollar Tree. Now that's really tiny, but haven't seen much at Dollar Tree. This was the biggest one I've seen so far. So just have a couple of different sizes of those to go with these. Okay, and so then I have my distressed oxide pads, and you could even use the just the distressed ink pads. They wouldn't have to be the oxide. You could do any kind of an ink pad, I'm sure. But I do like the oxides. So you're just going to take your brush and you're just going to rub it into your ink. And then we'll start with the big one. And for this, it's not going to matter if we go out of the edge because we're just trying to get some shadowing and coloring here. We're going to be cutting this first one completely out. So let me zoom back in. and I'll get it to where we're in view with this, so you can get more, so you can see more of it. So let's go to this one. We'll do the same. We'll do the same on all of these, and then we'll add the walnut. And you wouldn't have to use a pattern paper. It just was something I'm trying. Sorry about the table wiggling. It's a pretty sturdy table, but it just can happen when you're doing your projects. Now this piece, for sure, you would want to get some darkness in here, because this is going to be your center. And like I said, we will use that other color. If I don't think I'm getting it quite dark enough, I may grab an actual ink pad. And that's just behind me, so it'll just take a second to grab that out of my drawer. Hi Chad, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining. So it does kind of help to get the two colors. And I don't know if you can see the difference in the shading there or not, but here you can. Let me grab let me see if I've got a darker pad real quick. I do have one here that's called Espresso. It's the Ranger Adirondack, and it is going to be a little darker. So we're going to, let me try that just on so I could get some, this will just bring out some dark hues here and there. Especially since a sunflower can kind of be variegated. Like I say, the thing that's nice about these is they blend good. It's just, you can order a pack of them online on Dollar Tree, but to me, the thin one's not worth much. I didn't like the thin one. So, and who knows how many of those you might get in your pack. Yeah, I do like how this, I do like what the browns, the little bit darker texture. So we'll try that. Now they do make a cleaner thing for this. Let me see if I got that handy right here so I can show you. So you would just add a little water and it's just like a little scrubber. It's called an egg brush. And that would clean this off. So I haven't tried it yet, but let me use my wipe and clean off my table a bit there. Now one thing I'm gonna do to the centers here, as I did that to the other one, I kind of liked it, is I'm just going to do some dots to make it look like the sunflower seeds. So just have random dots here and there. And your other ones, you probably don't need the dots on it because this is going to cover that up. So you'll just cut around these. Let me zoom back out just a little bit because it makes it harder to stay in view. And if I'm not watching the screen, then I'm not certain if you're seeing everything sometimes. So there's that. And actually this is we'll cut out this one We still don't know which one we're going to really use. Might end up using them both and saving this for another one. So now on this, we're just coming out to the second part here. So you're just only trying to get 2 petals out. It doesn't have to be perfect as far as if there's not 2 petals or Hi Judy, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are trying to make a sunflower shadow box. Well, and this one might be where I say then you're almost to 3, so you just kind of have to figure out 2 layers, and if it doesn't quite work out, then you just go with whatever you can find there. Now there's this one, when I did it, I should have had it centered on the paper a little bit, but I'm just gonna touch those 2 up right there. I think we're okay. It gets scrunched anyway. So we'll go with that on that one. That's kind of the area where this one goes funky. Like I say, you could use any kind of a stamp that's a flower stamp to make these with. And I think maybe I don't own that sunflower. Somebody probably begged me and bought it off of me, because that was when I was a demonstrator, and then they quit making it. But maybe I'll have to, if I decide I don't like this or want to try a different one, I'll have to find a different set. But okay, so that one would go with that. This one goes with this. Let me grab the actual piece. Now remember, when I was cutting this out, I pulled that piece off accidentally when I was trying to curl it. But you're just curling these pieces with your thumb is all you're doing. So, and you're going to have 2 of those. So I've already got those cut out. So that makes my sunflower part. And then these pieces go in here, but it looks like, you know, maybe that wouldn't work. So what you got to do next is you take these pieces and you just scrunch. You're just gonna get your paper all crinkled up here. You're trying to make it so that it will be smaller. And then fit in this inside there. And then this layer, you scrunch again. This is the layer that we did the little seeds on. So let's see if I don't watch and then I can't tell if I'm in view or not. So that's your layer to go on top. Let's scrunch these up. You almost can't tell much difference now, but that does have a little bit of a line. I can see that. So there's your piece there. I think I'll like this better. I'll show you the other that I did in a minute. So there's that. Here's this one. So if anybody thinks one looks better than the other, they can tell me what they think. Now this is what I had before. And maybe you still like that better, or maybe you like that with that. I'm trying to just get a sunflower look. That's why I thought maybe this, we could maybe darken these seeds up a bit. See if we can get them any bolder. Because I kind of wanted the seeds to show. Let me do that on this one. That's what I wonder. So, Michelle, if I didn't like the ones with the line, I'm gonna make the, I do like the seeds showing up a little more. I think messing with it made them. So there's the one with the lines. So now what we'll do is, and I do even have this little piece that I made. So, but I think without that, because I just want it to look like a sunflower. So now I just have my foam tape, and I'm just going to cut some pieces of that. And that'll stick these together. So Erica liked the lines too, so that's good. We all had the same opinion. Then I'll use another piece of the foam tape. And actually, I might use 2 pieces here to just hold that down good. You could just leave it with the one, but I do kind of like the added little center. It just gives it more dimension. We'll cut a couple of pieces. The whole idea is you want dimension. That's why the foam tape works good. And we could even we're going to pop this last layer up 2 foams. Okay, and I'm just trying to match up my stripe kind of because I can see the stripe. Now there's one. I'm just gonna touch that up there where so see, that gives your sunflower lots of dimension that way. Okay, so now I talked about I could put it in here, but that other, and it's a little bigger than this, so I'm thinking, because this frame is bigger, I know it doesn't have the thing on it, but we're going to pop this off of here. We're going to take this wood piece off of it. And I'm going to figure out how big this is here. Now I'll save this because this is just a chipboard circle. I can use this for other things. I won't throw that away. Well, and we could have even, that's another idea. See how that was like this? You could have covered that with paper, a paper, and done that. Actually, that, even just with the black, could have been way cute. Just in the center, and not even do a saying. Let me go grab my other one that I didn't cut. Maybe that's what we'll do. Well, I still have to take it apart, so we're fine. We are fine, because we'd have to glue this all back together anyway. So this feels like it does have a nail there. Let me see if I can get my wire cutters here and get that nail off of there. Had a little teeny nail. So those I just got at Dollar Tree today. There was only 2 left at my Dollar Tree, but I'm sure they have some at others. I feel like the Dollar Tree by us is kind of never has what you need. So I see a nail that's come through there that I didn't see, but we'll clip that off with our things. Now I'll figure out, this is how I'm going to figure out my size. So my paper I need to be 4 3/4. Actually, that way's 5. So one way has to be 5. We're going to cut it 5 by 5 and see what happens. The board might be a little warped though. So we'll try 5 by 5. I think I'm going to try this one. So we'll just cut a yeah, and it is just a little off. So one side's gonna have to be 4 3/4. I guess you can't, for a buck, no, now I do have it off that way. So let me cut another one. I can't cut that much off of it. We have another piece here. We'll just we're just barely gonna trim it. I'm still not getting okay, I'm gonna have to cut a whole new piece because it's not quite what I was thinking. It is just off, period. And I'm wondering if I can I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Now I've got it stuck in there. It's definitely not a very uniform frame. There. So I'm just going to do a fraction on each side there. Sorry about the... And you're probably not even, the way I've got the camera, maybe you're not even seeing what was going on. I just want it to fit in there and not give me all these problems. We don't want to see pink, and that's what I keep seeing, the pink once I get it to the size I need it. We're close. I might just put a piece down in on that one side, see if that even, if you can even tell. Or I've just got to measure this and get it. Okay, because that's almost 5, so I should have left that one at 5, and the other side is a hair under 5. So let me try it again. So one side's 5, and one is just a very fraction under. Like it's just a hair. Okay, that pretty much works. You see, it's the frame is just warped. I think I'm gonna glue a narrow piece of this down one side, and I think you won't be able to tell when because we definitely don't want to see pink. So I think that will work. We'll put our glue in here. Now this piece that, let me turn my glue gun on because I wasn't really planning to do it this way. But I kind of like it now that I see it. Let me turn that on a second. Let me grab a piece of just black paper, or I have a red check paper over here. Let me grab a couple of papers here and I'll be right back because that wasn't in the original plan. Luckily, I don't have far to go. It gives my glue gun a minute to heat up there. So now, let me see where my circle went. Oh, okay, it's right here. So I think what I might do, well, let me grab my little bit wider trim before I glue that down. I had it out and I put it up because I wasn't planning on using it. I have a cut piece here actually, so that would work. I wonder if we can let me zoom this, get this up here. I didn't realize I was out of view here. Let me go back down. Apologize about that. Let me see if I can. We're gonna try something. I might just use a straight piece, but so I'm just wanting this to be across the bottom somewhere. And have to not turn it quite so much. See if this is going to be long enough. Okay, perfect. That would work. So the other thing is, well, I can slide it down just a little bit more. And we could slide that up slightly. And I brought these others, but I think we'll just go with the black. So while, and my glue gun's not holding the charge here. So I've got to, I could put this other one on. So that should heat up pretty quick. Then we'll glue that across there. Let me get some stuff off the table here so we can wind this up and get done. I keep trying to make them shorter, but it seems like it doesn't happen. I spent a couple hours just before we were doing it, just trying to get ready. And so let's see if this will show up here. So I can just cut around the So I just took, this is a brown marker, but it is showing up, so I think we'll be okay. Showing up enough I can cut around it. That'll work. We'll have to trim it some more after. So I'm just going to take the shiny side. I'll take the shiny side and glue it down. And then I'll take my scissors and trim around it better. Okay, and this is the side you can see where to cut it better. So just follow around your edge. Okay, now the glue's working. Now, and I'm gonna keep that up there. I'll put some, like I say, I'm going to have my bow lower. So, and I've got a raw edges here, so we'll try and kind of add a little glue there. And same with this side. You're not going to need a lot of glue, just a little bit. And we're just putting that down here at the bottom more. Now we'll glue this up here. If I can get that to go down there a bit. Like I said, that piece was cutting it close, but it was a piece that I had, so I figured we might as well try and use it. You could have also used like a chalkboard circle if you had the right size. And then I think maybe I'll just take my foam tape . Put a couple of pieces of the okay. So there's your little project. Cost all of $1 plus your scraps of paper that you had and your little bit of ribbon. So most you probably were into is $1.50, I would imagine. And I think that turned out way cute. Sorry it took so long to throw everything together when I'm trying to design these with something I haven't used before, and then you're trying to figure stuff out. Sometimes things take longer, and I'm picky about how I want things, but I really think this turned out cute. Oh, thanks, Erica. So I appreciate everyone joining me tonight. We are going to do some paper crafts and different things on different days. I'm still trying to figure out what days are going to be what, but and I think today's Friday. It is Friday, so I will be back tomorrow. Then I'll miss Sunday. I might do something embroidery tomorrow, I don't know, or I might just do something else. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, and appreciate you joining my lives, and hope you have a good night. Bye.